On today's authoring adventure, we are going to see if we can find my new book in the wild. Caw-caw! It's in the wild! It is date night for Camera Shy husband and myself. We are going to the mall and going to do some shopping and get burritos and run some errands, and sans children. I love how date night now is running errands without our children. As homeschool parents, I feel like that's peak homeschool parent. So A Sky of Emerald Stars just came out in Australia. I haven't seen it in a bookstore yet, and so I'm hoping one of the bookstores has it. This mall has 2 bookstores, so we have 2 chances. So I hope they have them because it would be really cool, and if not, we can cry about it over burritos.
We can get gelato.
We can get gelato. Okay, I can cry about it over gelato if they don't have my books. I'm always really nervous to go into bookstores, especially if they have my books and I have to ask to if they'd like me to sign them. It just stresses me out a lot. I don't know why I always think that they're gonna be like, ugh, no, you want to sign your books? How dare you go away? Nobody, they've never said no. Every time I've gone into a bookstore and offered it, they've always been very lovely.
They've never even looked at you in your photo in the back of the cover just to check. They were just
that's true. They've never verified. They don't verify that you are in fact the author of the books that you asked to sign. So, there could be people all over cosplaying as authors to go sign books. Who knows? Don't get any ideas. Don't do that. That's not cool. But yeah, they've never asked for verification. That is true. I'm a very socially anxious person, and I'm not always the best at reading situations because I'm very neurodivergent, and so sometimes I think that people are mad at me when they aren't. I went into the Sydney bookstore. It was a big store and they had my books there, and so I went up to one of the cashiers and I said it'd be okay if I signed my books, and she looked at me and was like, I'll go talk to the manager. And I was like, oh, you don't if it's too busy or a big deal, I don't have to. It's no big deal. No worry. No stress. I just wanted to crawl into a hole. She seemed so put out by it, and I was like, I'm sorry, I don't have to. I can just go. But she was already gone, and so I stood there waiting for the manager, and I was almost crying. I was almost on the verge of tears. Was about to do a runner. I was seriously I'm just gonna go. And then the manager came out and got my books, and I signed them, and that was all fine. But I was still just sign them as quickly as possible. And then as I was walking out, the cashier walked past me and was like, oh my god, I was trying to play it really cool. I was so excited that you walked in, and I couldn't believe that you're here. And I was like, wow, I really wish you hadn't played it so cool. We did not live through the same 20 minutes just now. I'm so socially anxious. I really wish you had just come said hi. I'm not someone to be nervous to come say hi to. Never in my life did I think I'd have a job or a career where people were nervous to meet you. Hopefully I don't cry or run out of a bookstore this time. We shall see. Even though I live in Australia, my main publisher is in the US, as is most of my readership, so I have low expectations when it comes to encountering my books here in the wild, but fingers crossed. If you're in Australia and you've read my books, let me know in the comments. They've got, Bookstore number 1, we found a few of my 5 Crowns of Alcryth series books, which was still super cool, but we didn't see A Sky of Emerald Stars, which, to be fair, it was super busy in there and pretty overwhelming, so we didn't do a really thorough search, but I still quickly signed my books that were there, as it will hopefully be a nice surprise for whoever finds them. With the first bookstore a bust, we had one more shot at finding the new book, and I was gearing up for having a consolation burrito. A Sky of Emerald Stars is the second book in the Golden Court series, and since this book has been out for a couple of weeks, it means that if a bookstore only orders 2 copies, it's very possible that they get snapped up before I see them in the store, but hopefully they'll order in more. You can always ask your favorite local bookstore to order in books from the authors you love, even if they're not currently on the shelf. But just when I was about to give up hope, something magical happened. Oh, they have Sky of Emerald Stars! Oh my gosh! That's so awesome. They're pretty.
This is a pretty color. Oh, hello.
Okay, well, we should ask first. I don't want them to think I'm defacing their... this is my book. Is it okay if I sign it? I was so excited when we found A Sky of Emerald Stars. I even met a very lovely shopper who decided to buy a copy right then and there. I hope she enjoys it. I get very emotional every time I see my books in bookstores. It really is so humbling and surreal that this is what I get to do for a living. My mom worked at an independent bookstore when I was a kid, so I have a lot of respect for booksellers. There's a magic to pairing a reader with the perfect book.
Congratulations.
Thank you! With victory in hand, we went and had celebratory burritos and did some retail therapy. Successful outing. Saw A Sky of Emerald Stars in Harry Hartog, so.
Yeah, very excited.
And they were so lovely, they were really nice about it, and it was just really special. Got a little teary when I saw it. It was very fun. Alright, successful authoring adventure.